So in this video, I'm going to present you with one custom advanced analytical feature that every single executive needs. That either that be you're in the sales department, marketing department, you're a normal executive, product department, it doesn't really matter. This is especially key for the executives, leaders, members of the company who work with operational data. Basically, operational data is the data that you work and enables you to conduct your everyday job, everyday task. For an example, it could be, let's say you're in the product department, you are in the logistical department, you're in the manufacturer department. You need to see if certain machines are even working, and because if they are not, that means that you're losing a lot of money, like a lot, right? And let's say for analytical type of data, that means to uncover through bottlenecks, insights, and so on and so forth. Now, what is this specific feature? That specific feature is called end-of-day reports, aka alarms and notifications, right? Now, you have your custom analytical dashboard that you use for your everyday for strategic, uncover through bottlenecks, uncover insights, and so on and so forth, right? You utilize that for your end of the day. But you also need to have monitoring, aka real-time data to its fullest degree, right? And when I say real-time data, I don't mean real-time data in a sense that it will show you every single second, no, but I mean real-time data in terms of reports and alarms, like things like, let's say you want to see what happened for that specific day. You have everything cohesively in one single place delivered at you every single day, and you can just look it up and see, okay, this happened, this is what specifically that specific day happened, and I don't need to do anything, right? And it also provides you insights that you are not potentially aware of. In terms of alarms and notifications, you need this because you need to, data has to come to you if something goes wrong, if something goes good. So you need to be aware of every single second of time. Data is quite worthless if it's not relevant, right? And if certain KPIs, certain metrics break through or fall through below certain threshold, you need to be aware of, because you're able to minimize the damage that is made from that specific situation, right? Now, let's say I'm going to showcase you some of the reports that we've done. And let's say this is for sales department. Let's say this is for tech sales department. Basically, let's say you have end of the day report. You're able to see the summary of what's happened for that specific day. Let's say we have the summary. Okay, the sales team talked to 25 tech companies, live conversation 18, all the key metrics, the quota attainment, team quota shift to that date, 32%. That's amazing. That's a key North Star metric that every single executive wants to see, right? Individual breakdown, who is the top performer for that specific day, leaderboard for that specific day. I mean, this is the performance of the overall quarter or overall. Forecasting signals, quota progression, 32% of the team quota achieved. Amazing. That's like all the things here are the things that every single executive in the sales department wants to see every day, especially at the end of the day, each day, right? In such a cohesive, simple manner to just scan through, okay, this is amazing, let's go and attack the next day forward, right? Pipeline health, 22 active deals, 8 in the closing stage, potential revenue, 200K, right? Of course, all these situations are able to see also in their custom analytical dashboard, but here it's even better because everything is laid out in such a manner, in such a frictionless manner, so they're able to consume the data and literally act on it right away. And then below we have actionable insights, which are by utilizing certain machine learning algorithms, AI, aka LLMs, you're able to conduct that, of course, certain criteria. And let's say, for example, here we're able to see a low call to meeting conversion. Calls are not converting effectively. Integration complexity objections, pipeline drop-off at the proposal stage, slow follow-up execution, and so on and so forth, right? Basically, it provides you the insights that you might not be aware of for that specific day, right? And this is not just to look at this and automatically to act, but it helps you to raise the question, okay, I haven't actually been aware of that. Let me go and check my dashboard as it's linked below, and that's done. And this is all automated, of course, right? As you're able to see. Now, here's for the marketing department. Before I go into it, it is all custom made for that specific end user department and so on and so forth, right? We have, let's say, campaigns monitored, top campaign, impressions, conversions, top 3 high impact metrics, key insights and recommendations, underperforming channels, real-time alerts, triggered for that specific day that happened, right, throughout the whole day what happened, leaderboard of the day, basically what was overall spent or return on that specific channels, and of course link to their custom analytical dashboard. Let's say for an executive standpoint, could be, let's say, revenue generated today, which is the North Star key for every executive, aka CEO. This is made for month to date. Pipeline value, which is the key, of course, monthly quota, deal closed, key focus areas, which are the key focus areas that they should be focusing on for that specific quarter that we have set, or year. Metrics CEO founders care about, meaning this is a bit weirdly named because it's sent out to their team board channel. But you have things like quota progression, lead to close conversion rate, time to close, revenue per rep, and so on and so forth. Key insights for the leadership, and of course all actionable insights, let's say pipeline drop off at proposal stage, integration complexity objections, slow follow-up execution, meaning that reps are not following up with the leads, and so on and so forth. Dependence on the top performance, meaning let's say 80% of the revenue comes from the 3 top reps, which is not ideal because if some of them leaves, it's not gonna looking good on the pipeline. And of course, link to the dashboard and so on and so forth. And how this looks like, basically, how we do this, how can you also do this, is you need to build a unified view of your data. You need to have your data sources, extract the data from it, and of course store it inside of the data warehouse, so you're able to have unified view of your whole company's data, and of course make it in such a format so that you can utilize data to be actually an asset and not a liability, right? And this is more granular. This is basically you can screenshot this, or you can down below in the link one video which you can check of how to build the exact infrastructure, okay, data stack for your company that will work, and it will provide you insights, actionable insights at every time that you want to see, and you're able to finally rely on the data. Now, how can you do this is, I'm going to just go over it quickly because it's a bit more technical, but just so you get the point how you can do this. These are the tools that you can utilize. Basically, you have your data sources. Let's say for the ETL, you can utilize Python, or you can utilize things like here, like Fivetran or whatever, it really depends on your needs and your current stage of your current data maturity stage and tools, and your current, how do I say it, it's customizable to every single organization, so every single org is going to be different. If you have real-time data, in this case you utilize Segment or Kafka, data transformation, DBT, and so on and so forth. Down below I'm going to link the video explaining all of this stuff. But what you need to do, let's say the data comes inside of the data warehouse, which is in the raw format. You first need to, this is called ingestion layer. You first need to make sure it's formatted and basically turn that specific data, we call it an analytical type of data, actually to be useful. Not raw data, you turn it inside of the analytical, meaning you do a data quality layer, it goes through data quality layer, make sure the data is 100% correct, make sure it's in the correct formats, make sure it's aggregated in between multiple tables, basically multiple tables between multiple sources if it's needed, and of course calculating all the certain correct metrics that is required from the business stakeholders, executives that you find out in your data strategy assessment. Then you create data marts, which is basically all the data that can be used to be able to produce business outcomes for specific departments, right? Imagine just having, let's say, one container of data just for sales department, and you have all the data in the most granular format in that specific, let's say, the cohesive repository, you can call it, and this can be exported in the Google Sheet or so on and so forth, right? And why it has to be in the data marts? Because it just makes much more easier to work on later on. Then you create views for specific basically aggregation that you want to pull. For, let's say in this case, you want to pull certain data points, you need to create certain aggregations. You need to make sure schedule query. Basically, schedule query can be, in this case, we utilize BigQuery, but if in schedule query, just make sure the data is up to date, right? Then integration layer, you basically need to utilize Python, and if you're utilizing AI or any advanced analytics for actionable insights, you utilize that to extract the data, make it in such a way to represent this kind of reports. Of course, if you're utilizing AI, it would be very good if you have that AI custom made to your specific needs and based on your current information and criteria. Then it goes through another data quality check. It saves it in the GCP bucket for this example, meaning it just saves the reports so you can compare it in the past and so on and so forth, and see if something goes wrong, you're able to go back and see how it was created and potentially see the bottlenecks in this process. And then if it passes the quality check, it's automatically sent out to the ideal platform that the executive wants to consume these reports, either email or Slack or whatever it else, right? And if it's not, it goes back, and of course the team, okay, the data team gets alerted, so they're able to fix that as fast as possible. Another layer could be here to have a manual check before it goes to the be presented to executives. But this is like a cool feature, basically a feature that you can see and get reported at the end of the day and get notifications, okay, alarms if something happens. Now, if you want to utilize data effectively and actually turn your raw data into actionable insights and scale and gain a competitive edge in your marketplace, you can book a call with our exploration team. We've basically, you can also check down below our social proof reviews. You can check us on YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and so on and so forth. But basically, our offer is we will turn your raw data into actionable insights, increase revenue, retention, EBITDA, and gain you an edge in the competitive marketplace by building custom analytical BI ecosystems, infrastructures end to end, and acting as your data partner, making sure the data constantly evolves, adapts to your goals, and gives you a competitive edge. Now, if you're interested in this, you can book a call with our exploration team, and of course, this down below is going to be a link to the newsletter.